Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I am your host, Isaiah, and I am here with my co-host, Sarah. Sarah, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. It's great to be Monday. The long weekend's over, I'm sure, for the house guests. The weekend and all the days continue blur together, but it's been good.
We are here to talk some Big Brother. Like usual, this is still week one, but this is after the veto. So this is this is the second podcast we're doing of the week. The last one of this week will of course be after the elimination. But we are here to talk about everything that's going on since we've last spoke on, I believe it was Friday, which was post nominations, where we saw Alyssa and Kylan get nominated. A lot has happened, which is very not surprising with this house since it's very chaotic. But we're gonna break everything down. Sarah, how are you feeling about everything that's going on since we last spoke?
Um, I would say I think I'm happy that maybe the house has gotten to relax a little bit because instead of having like 4 different targets, it has been narrowed down to I think only 4 still in the past couple days. So maybe it hasn't dimmed down at all. But I don't know. I think Frenchie's maniac reign has continued, and I'm happy that he finally doesn't really have any power anymore, so maybe he can finally relax.
Okay. And I mean, we're just going to really just talk about, like, I guess the state of the house and everything, like in no real specific order. But I guess last time we did see, as I stated, Alyssa and Kylan go up. That was a very chaotic day for feeds. We saw a lot of people confronting Frenchie, specifically Kylan. No, specifically Alyssa, actually, Alyssa and Christian, because we're going to hear, as we saw in the episode, that Frenchie's reason for putting up Alyssa specifically was because she's the of the alleged showmance with Christian and everything, and she's trying to get the big fish out, which is Christian, which you don't usually want people to know if you're not going to be in power next week. Whatever. A whole blow up happened. I think we covered most of it last time, but I really think that the work that Kylan did during this whole scenario really helped him for what was to come today, which was possibly, it is looking like is leaning towards Kylan being taken off the block, right? I think it's very impressive, specifically from like Derek X, who I think he had a shaky start. I still think he's in a shaky place, but he's starting to understand what he needs to do now in the game. I think he understands now that Frenchie was leaning to put him up, but he did. I think he sort of like fixed himself up a little bit. I don't know what you think about Derek X here, but I think Derek X kind of like fixed his position where he originally was, and he's at a better spot than he was originally. What's your thoughts on Derek X right now?
Yeah, I would say a few days ago, I was so surprised when Derek X said that he was going to be using the veto on Kylan, especially when he knew that Travis was going to be the replacement, because this whole season so far, they've been kind of bros. And I guess I just have to remember that we're still only 5 days into the show. And there is a lot of time for things to change, alliances to change. And I think people are being very willing to work with him and very receptive. I've noticed he's had really good conversations with Tiffany. I think him and Hannah have a really great rapport. Him and Alyssa have a good relationship, and him and Kylan, even though I think Derek has shown Kylan so much loyalty and respect on, I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but more than on just the game level, but on a personal level. And I don't know if I've seen it 100% reciprocated yet, but hopefully Kylan and Derek can become really strong. Because I don't know if people remember, but like day one, Kylan and Derek really bonded and kind of broed out a bit. But then Kylan kind of took a step back because of the fact that Derek was kind of becoming this potential target, But I have hope that Derek really can establish himself in the game, builds up on some of those connections. And I think he's not as in such a precarious position as he was 24 hours ago.
Now it is interesting a little bit because I think we saw originally Frenchie even pitching to even Alyssa that like, oh, whoever gets the veto, use it on Kylan so Kylan's safe and all that stuff. But it's like right when Derek won it, we actually going to see Frenchie like almost second guess that decision. It was like, let's talk about it. And I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. More notably, someone like Derek, Kylan himself, who heard about it, Xavier, etc. Frenchie's really like, I guess, going off the deep end, and I think he's going to really be put into reality after this week. But we saw a lot of these conversations, like with Derek, like defending Kylan, saying, "Well, I still want to use the veto on him." Xavier's trying to be like, "Let's reel it back in. We need to save Kylan and all this stuff." And I guess Frenchie is like, "Why are these people like questioning my authority and all this stuff?" But we're gonna start seeing people like Kylan, I guess, almost kind of like I guess I'm not going to call like freak out, but like I guess get a little anxious and worried because of it. And we're going to find out it's because of, I guess, like problems that he's had in his past and stuff. But I still do think that Kylan's going to survive this week. I don't think he's going to be on the block, and I think that he's going to be leaving this week with a lot more allies than I think he originally had before he went on the block. He's leaving here not only with the Cookout in the slaughterhouse, but now he has Derek as like a really close ally of his now. Sarah's going to be one of his close allies, and I think Claire likes him now. So I think Kylan is set up very well. I don't think he actively puts himself in these good positions, but I still think that he's doing a good job. How do you feel about Kylan, Sarah?
Yeah, I think he's done such a good job that's almost like put a target on his back, because somehow he's become kind of the big social threat in the house, which I actually find pretty surprising, because I feel like he has a good social game, but I think that there's, I would say, at least like 3 people who I think have like better social games than him. So it is surprising that he is being targeted for everyone liking him and it being such a problem. And the fact that everyone likes him confuses me, why Frenchie also thought that he would have any sort of power in getting him out. Because if someone is so likable, you're not going to want them to leave the game that early, because you want to be able to have someone to hang out with. And all Frenchie would do is piss off his allies. Because if he has all these allies, then why do you want to go against him instead of potentially pulling him in your circle more? Which I guess maybe he kind of has to do. I don't know. The Slaughterhouse to me is like the weirdest alliance. And there's no way it's going to, for me at least, there's no way that thing is going to stay solid.
This is the biggest confusion that with Frenchie. It's like everyone was telling you to put up Travis, and he just didn't do it because he just got, I guess, like very egotistical in the moment. And then you're ending up the week putting Travis. So you got a lot of unnecessary blood on your hands. Alyssa's not going to go. Kylan's not going to go. And now Travis is probably going to go if he's the renom. But it's like, you're even going to be breaking a promise to him because you told him that you were going to put him up. And it's like, I know he was going to put Derek X up, but like, you didn't think for a second that there's a slight possibility Derek gets picked for the veto. And then like you know, I don't think he handled this week well at all. And he's like, oh, like first HOH sucks. No, it doesn't. I just think that you don't know what you're doing, right? I don't know.
I think that he, for someone that tells people in the house so often, like, don't be paranoid, like you're just being paranoid. I think he is so paranoid. I think that's where a lot of his like overplaying comes from, because not even paranoid in the game, but just paranoid about like his perception from the audience, and like whether or not like they're going to be happy with his choices, and like whether or not it's smart for his game. So then he's always like, he's doing a lot of think tanking with people, but in like a realistic manner, not like, what would happen if we do this? It's like, I think we should do this, maybe, you know, like I don't know. He just really pushes people's buttons like in the bad way. And Derek X, I think it was impressive how firm he was on his decision the whole time, because I was honestly surprised. And when he found out, like I said, when Travis was the renom, like he still never wavered. Like the whole time he was always like, I am taking off Kylan, even when Frenchie was being a little, making some choices, you know, about maybe going like, maybe let's take Alyssa off, maybe let's not use it. Derek was always like, I already told Kylan I'm using it, you know.
I mean, at one point he was going to put 2 girls up. Don't forget that either. But
yeah,
you know,
who would that be? Hannah? Claire? I don't know.
I think he was. No, I don't even think he thought about Claire. I think it was Sarah. I think it was thinking Sarah.
Oh, you think it would have been Sarah? Okay.
I think so. But you know, that's Frenchie for you. So you know, some other interesting stuff has been going on in the house, strategy wise. More notably, we finally got the all girls alliance that everyone's been begging for. And it involves Tiffany. It involves Claire. It involves oh my god,
which one are you going for? There's the Sirens and there's the jackpot.
We're going for Tiffany, Brittany, Claire, and Azza. That's the
Sirens.
The Sirens. You know what? Yes. While we're here, I might as well pull it up right now. Hold on. We have the alliance chart that one of the Twitter's account. I'll find the Twitter account and shout it out in a second.
Because trying to tell everyone the alliances and relationships verbally is not going to translate well because I can barely understand it when I look at it on paper. So
No. So right here we have like an entire breakdown right now of what these alliances look like. Let me close that better. So right now, what
yeah.
we're talking about right
And
here,
this was 710, so now there's even some more from this.
yeah, this is like very outdated. But for now, we're talking about the Girls Alliance, no official name at the time, but now I think they're called the Sirens.
Yeah.
But this, I think, out of all the sub alliances, I think this is like the most like solid when it comes to the Girls Alliances. I
Mm-hmm.
like the members of it. I know a lot of people are giving people like Brittany slack, and I'll remove it from the screen. Come back in a second. But I know people are giving people like Brittany slack and thinking that she's gonna be one to snitch, but at least judging by like her preseason interview, she was saying that she wants to be really loyal to someone if it's
Mm-hmm.
formed in like the first week, and she would stay loyal to that. So I actually don't think Brittany is going to be like loose lip with this.
No.
I like this group though. Claire, Tiffany, Brittany, and Ozza all seem like they have like at least the patience and the ambition to be loyal towards it. Sarah, is this going to be the Girls Alliance that we've been waiting years for to actually run the house?
You know, I think that they're gonna play well and go decently far, but honestly, I think the Cookout has more potential. Like I would think in the long run, Tiffany and Ozza be more loyal to the Cookout, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I think that they're gonna have a lot of power in the house for for some part, especially because I think Brittany could potentially have some influence over like, oh, maybe I don't know if Frenchie's influenced by anyone, but I don't know. Like there's people on all corners that I think they could help the Cookout and like have power and like make decisions. But did you see the other girl alliance that formed today?
Which one is that one? I did not see
This
that
one's
one
the
today.
Jackpot, which I think is very interesting because Tiffany and Claire are in a second alliance together with Sarah Beth.
Wow. Okay.
Just the three of them. And so maybe because on the feeds, Tiffany and Claire have had some like really great moments. I'm sure like everyone on Twitter saw them just like cackling together or who knows what. But I think the fact that they both initiated alliances together, like I think their relationship might be closer than you see on the feeds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Is Whitney and Alyssa the only two girls not in like any like real alliances? I mean, other than
Whitney's
the
in the
slaughterhouse,
slaughterhouse. Yeah, I
obviously.
guess they're both in the slaughterhouse.
Everybody's in the slaughterhouse. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, I think
but
Whitney and Travis might have a final two,
okay.
maybe.
So let's talk about the Cookout for a little bit. And I'll put that on the screen.
Yeah.
Obviously it's Ozza, Derek F, Tiffany, Xavier, Kylan, and then I mean by extension Hannah's in there, but like she's kind of like the bottom of it. Out
Yeah.
of these six, right? I mean, obviously, like I said, Hannah doesn't have as much power or say. She's kind of being protected by the Cookout. I'm not gonna lie. I think Derek F is kind of like a little loose lipped. I think that he's trying
Yeah.
to bring everyone and their mom to the Cookout, and I think people are starting to get irritated about it. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think Derek F is becoming the biggest liability of the group. He also has loyalties I think confuse them sometimes. Like
Christian?
Ozza clearly has issues with like Frenchie right now. And I think Derek F is actually pretty loyal to his final two with Frenchie. I think that there's a chance that that is a legitimate final two, honestly. If that's not crazy, because I'm sure I don't know. I feel like Derek's probably
No,
like, I
yeah.
can be Frenchie. Why not take him to the end if I can? Because he's done a lot to protect him, even like saying things like, "Oh, you should talk to your team more," and like not throwing Oz under the bus, but like making kind of comments to Frenchie even to like work on relationships and like telling them to kind of rekindle.
I know at one point Derek F was like, "Oh, we should bring Brent to the Cookout, or we should work with like Christian a little bit closer." Or like, it's like, why? Like you guys have like six people. This doesn't need to be a household thing. You can work with them on your
Yeah,
own time. Because Tiffany had a great outline. She said, "Everybody get your partner, like network, talk to other people." But like at the end of the day, like this is the core, and he
yeah,
keeps trying
proven
to bring
strategy.
people, right?
I
It's
know,
like,
and Brent of all people, which I feel like I was singing some of Brent's praises on Friday, and my opinion of Brent has taken a pretty strong turn. I
yeah.
think just like how Frenchie has HOH-itis, I think Brent almost took a little bit of that as well because the fact is I think he feels so secure with Frenchie. And so Brent, I think, is claiming every move in the book as his own and is trying to push his own agenda. And I was worried that some of the less experienced house guests, such as Derek X, were going to be influenced by it, but he's seeing right through it. So I don't think Brent's in a good spot in the house anymore at all, because I think he's just kind of becoming a bit of like a condescending prick, you know?
Yeah. So we're also going to see another member of the Cookout, Xavier, where I think Tiffany's doing a great job, but I'm really, really impressed by Xavier. And I'm going to keep saying that. I think Xavier is like actively like I think Tiffany is having the conversations with the people that she really trusts, and she's focusing on those specific people to the point where she can build it up, and then it's like locked, like they'll never think about turning on her. Where I'm seeing Xavier almost do like a complete opposite, but it's like working. He's talking to everyone and like distributing like his time equally. I don't think Xavier has any like die hard like allies or anything in the house. So I think everyone just likes Xavier, and I think that that's going to help him a lot going down the line. I do think he needs to find like his number two eventually, because like I said, coming in here, a lot of these people seem, at least in their interviews, that they want to work in like duos versus like a huge group setting. So I think that he's going to need that duo, because we're starting to see people like Tiffany and Claire, they're buddy. Seeing Derek and Kylan, they're buddy. And other people. But it's just like he really is going to need that number two. And I think if he searched for someone like Sarah, even though she's sort of gravitating towards Kylan, like if you
or Alyssa, what about Alyssa?
I was gonna say Alyssa. You got Sarah. I think Hannah's not too bad of a person either. It's like just find somebody, you know. Like I think it's gonna work out. But you know, I'm impressed by Xavier. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I think he has shined this season. I think he is very likable, and I think he is just so smart in the way he gives his ideas. And I think he's really good at handling people like Frenchie and his craziness, where I don't know, the fact that he didn't pop off when Frenchie was like, "Are you threatening me?" when he said nothing.
Oh my god.
Like not even, well, he was just giving him advice and he said, "Are you threatening me?"
The fact that he thought Kylan was blowing up on him too, when I watched it back, like I'm reading all these things, I'm like, oh my gosh, is there a fight? I look at the clip and he's like talking so calm, and then Frenchie just goes to 10. I'm like what are you doing,
sassy,
bro?
Right? It wasn't kind of a sassy comment, but not like snapping.
All he said was, oh, like if I make a promise, like I mean it. And Colin said, well, you promised me I wouldn't go on the block, and I'm up here. And then Frenchie got so pissed off. I'm like, oh my god. But back to Xavier. I'm just really impressed with what he's doing, and you know, I hope he can keep it up. I feel like people are going to start looking at certain people as threats. Like I think specifically like the Travises and Brent and all that, because I think that they know their days are numbered. Christian too, like they know their days are numbered. It's just a matter of actually doing something about it. So
I think what's cool about Xavier too is I think even if you feel pretty good, it's easy to get paranoid, but I think he is very self-aware of his position in the house and very self-aware of the status of his relationships. Because I think when he was talking to Tiffany, I could be wrong, but I believe he said he's going to throw the HOH because he doesn't think he needs it right now. And I think he's right.
If I'm Xavier, I don't think that you need to win anything. Like, I mean, you just got a free week of safety. I feel like I don't think since he honestly took the safety perfectly, because he just.
Oh, I guess that's why he's not paranoid too. He knew he wasn't going.
I mean, even so though, like all you gotta do is talk to people. So it's like I think he's set up next week where it doesn't matter who's up. I don't think he's touching the block. Yeah, I don't see a single person like putting him up. So I don't know. I think Frenchie is an obvious nomination, and then it's just about the second person.
Yeah.
But
I would love Xavier and Claire to work together. I was just thinking, I feel like they could both be very analytical, and
I think Claire would one up him though. That's my scary thing. She has the girls alliance. If Claire leaks things to the girls, they're like, "Oh, why is Xavier working with them?" You know, like he has to be very. That's a very fragile like line. Like I think once we start seeing some of the guys and girls interact and try to work with each other, and then people like Claire start telling people, that's where it's going to get interesting. But you know,
Tiffany has the most deals right now in the house, right?
Yes.
Would you say?
She does.
Do you think there's any chance that would bite her in the butt?
I don't think so. Not early game. I can see possibly in like a jury phase when she has to actually start committing to somebody, because it can either go two ways. It'll either go very well, and then people take each other out and she doesn't have to technically break her word, or
Mhm.
B, she'll be put in a position where she has to break her word in like an HOH situation. You have to nominate somebody, and then you have a
Mhm.
jury, and, it gets really ugly at that point. So I'm very curious to see how it goes. Sometimes making too many deals can be a detriment, which is why I think Aza, who I also wanted to move into, I think she's playing very well. I think her social game obviously can use some work, but
Mhm.
she's very careful when she makes deals with people. I've noticed that, because I think that she's thinking of it in a way where it's like, I can't make too many deals with people because eventually I'm going to have to break them and people get better. So I think she's just trying to be friends with people, you know?
Mhm. I did think it was pretty cool too of how she approached Frenchie as well, like, and kind
Yeah.
of didn't just kind of keep it to herself, was instead like, I would like to be in the conversations. I think it's important to request a seat at the table always.
I think it's interesting. I think she's playing it right. Where I think a lot of people should be playing like how Oz is doing, where it's like, just be a nice person, get people to like you, and then they'll come up to you and they'll offer you the deals. You don't want to be the one actively making the deals and letting people feel bad, you know.
Mhm.
So I hope Ozzy keeps it up. So I mean, I guess going to the next person, Brent. Brent is like a condescending guy. I mean, how do you feel about Brent, Sarah?
Yeah, I kind of spoke on him earlier, but yeah, I think Brent started the season with low expectations. The expectations were whoop, and we're back where we started. He
I'm
is turning
telling
into the
you,
straight white guy we expected.
I'm getting James Ryan's like vibes for this. I'm telling you, like, I feel like he's going to be in a position where he has to win a bunch of vetoes. I don't know if he has the comp prowess to do that, but I feel like socially, at least, he's putting himself in a hole where I feel like people don't hate him, but I feel
Mhm.
like people are going to start getting annoyed by him. Like, once Travis goes, after Frenchie, I think you're the next guy, so you gotta like watch yourself. Um, I think it will help him if he really got on like one of the girls' side and like really like escalated like a good relationship with one of them. But I don't know if Brent Champagne has what it takes, so we'll only have
Yeah.
to wait and see for that. So after Brent, I'm trying to think who else is really doing anything. Sarah, I think Sarah, like you said, Sarah got
No.
into the little alliance with Tiffany and Claire. I think that she's very good with Kylan and Xavier. Sarah is,
Mhm.
I think, exceeding a lot of expectations that people had for her. Sarah,
Yeah.
your name is Sarah too.
Exceeded my I know. Yeah, she's very genuine. She comes across as very genuine when she talks to people and very smart. You know,
Hmm.
like she has good ideas. She doesn't throw out bad ideas all the time like some other people on the cast.
Oh yeah. I can see Sarah being brought into a lot of other alliances as well, if it comes down to
Mhm.
it. But I
Yeah,
would like to see
I
what
just
she
hope
does.
she does. I feel like right now she's expendable to a lot of people, and I hope that she can break away from that and have people really rely on her moving forward.
I think if there was a time for Sarah Beth to win a challenge, this next HOH would be perfect for her, because there's two obvious targets, Brent and Frenchie. I don't think anyone's going to care. You can promise everyone safety.
Yeah.
Frenchie goes,
Yeah.
right?
What team is she? She's on Christian's team, so Christian's safe.
Yes, yes.
That's good. And Xavier and Alyssa. I only know that because of
Hmm.
V1 though. So that's
And
good. That
then,
would be good for her too then, because
mhm.
she has two people still.
But there's also the
Do you think
wild
she
card
would put up
competition as
Frenchie? Do
well.
you think she would put up
Yeah, why
Frenchie?
wouldn't she put up Frenchie?
I
He
don't
put up
know.
girls. He put up girls, and I mean, if it leaks out that he thought about putting her up, I mean, that's a no brainer. He
Yeah,
was
that's
putting her
true.
name out for a little bit, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's a no brainer. Um, so Sarah, I mean, while we're starting to get to like the end portion of it, who do we think is going to win HOH next? Like, what do we want?
Oh, who
And
do
then
we want to win?
who do we want, and who do we think is going to get it?
Well, we know that Tiffany's gunning for it. And I think Tiffany is fit and smart. So I would maybe put a little bit of money on Tiffany.
Okay, and I would want Tiffany to win it too, to be honest.
Frenchie will be safe then.
I don't. Do you think she's going to actually like keep him safe? Like, who's she going to put up at this point? Like, what?
Well,
Brent?
that's her teammate, right? No, oh no, she's not on Frenchie's
No,
team. Never mind.
no.
Who's her captain? Is she on
I'll
Brent's
tell you right
team?
now. She is
Brent.
on the team with.
Brent,
So
Claire, that one?
The Jokers is Frenchie, Brittany, Derek F, and Azza.
Okay.
The Aces is Whitney, Brent, Derek X, and Hannah. The Kings is Christian, Alyssa, Xavier, and Sarah. And then the Queens is Claire, Tiffany, Kylan, and Travis. So if she gets it or Claire gets it, Kylan will be safe.
Yeah.
Like I think it's good.
I think it might be good for her to gun for it, to be honest, because I think there is somehow a chance that Kylan would be in danger next week just because his name has been out there and like the game changes so much.
I think all the girls should be going for it this week.
All the girls?
I think
because even Derek F has been making a lot of comments that a girl should go next, which is very interesting to me.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't seem to like Whitney, right? He doesn't like Whitney.
Yeah, he's still trying to like put her name out. So I mean, you know,
Whitney could be in danger next week if someone like that wins.
Well, I really want to see a girl win it, preferably not Whitney, but anyone else. And I think that would really establish like some girl power. I think because I do want to see the girls actually like pull off this all girls alliance. Like the closest I feel like I've seen a multi-girl alliance like at least like coordinate something was like all the way back in like Big Brother 13 with like Danny and then Portia and then Kalia. Like that's the last time I feel like I've seen like actual girl alliance like function more than like a couple weeks. You know?
I guess more BBOTT, but
sorta. The plastic. Okay. I mean, what was his name? Scott.
No, I'm talking about the ball smashers.
The ball smashers.
I guess they cut Whitney out.
Yeah,
the plastics.
But I mean, they did. I mean, I was talking more canon Big Brother, but yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
I love BBOTT.
I like BBOTT.
But now I'm thinking about Whitney. If Whitney gets an HOH, who does she put up? She can't put up Derek. They're on the same team.
I don't think she has a distinct idea what she does yet. I think she's going to need a lot of guidance from like Xavier probably to decide who actually goes up.
So I don't know who she would put up because I feel like the only person she's had a problem with is Derek X. From what I've she doesn't bad talk. Does she bad talk? I feel like she doesn't. Am I wrong? I feel like I haven't heard her talking about people like who would potentially bother her. But also, I don't know if I hear that often on feeds.
The only real line she's in is the slaughterhouse. Like she doesn't really have a lot going on for her right now. So
yeah.
Like I said, Whitney, Alyssa, and Hannah are probably in like the least amount of and Derek sorta are like in the least amount of alliances out of everybody. So X specifically. Sorry, I didn't say that. But you know, actually no, Christian's not in a lot of alliances either. Or Travis, I don't think he's an obvious recruit at this point too, because I remember him and Derek X didn't even know what a veto was. Anyway.
Yeah, because they were confused again because they thought it was like two separate ceremonies.
Yeah.
So funny. So cute, right? Everything Derek X does wrong. It's just like, oh.
He's doing. I've seen him and Tiffany bond a lot actually over the last few weeks as well.
Yeah. No, I think he's been a good veto winner. I do think he has. He hasn't been too cocky about it, but I think he's just been using it wisely, capitalizing on the opportunity, as they say.
Do we have anything else to talk about, Tara?
Anything else to talk about?
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Am I missing anything? I think we got everything that we need to talk about.
Oh, maybe we did get everything we need to talk about.
All right. So, I mean, that's it. We're good. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Kylan's birthday's coming up, people. Make sure to wish him a happy birthday.
Please tweet at Kylan's account. But there you have it. Thank you everyone who was watching for this short little update. I think I like this, just like a little update of in between the weeks, so we don't have to sit here for hours. Nothing wrong with sitting here with Sarah, obviously, but still. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for watching. If like usual, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Silent Podcast Twitch account, Twitter account, YouTube account. All ads are in the description down below as well on the screen. Because we will love any little support that because all of it helps. And also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as follow the Twitch account. And thank you, everybody, for watching now or at a later time. Thank you, Josh, for watching. I see you in the comments. Great as always. Thank you. Sarah, where can people find you?
Here's my Twitter. That's all you need to know. You can follow me or not. It's fine.
Or not. And like usual, you can follow me at 8 Ball Bangers. You catch me tweeting about Big Brother. You just catch me Twitch gaming. I'm like Pokemon and all that stuff. I believe Jason and Sasha are going to be talking about Survivor South Africa soon. They had to take the week off because Sasha was on vacation, but we will be seeing them again. Survivor US that just got announced too, so we're going to be seeing them talk about that soon. But until next time, we will see you guys on either Thursday or Friday. We're still deciding, but preferably Friday. But until next time, we will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye bye.